Alpine Tech for a special meeting, 30 p.m. on Monday, May 24, 2021, at the City Council Chambers located 803 West Holland Avenue, and via Zoom conference in the city of Alpine, Texas. The meeting login details may be found at www.cityofalpine.com for the purpose of considering the text agenda. This notice is posted pursuant to Texas Open Meeting Act, Section 551.043, Texas Government Code. Members of the audience will be provided an opportunity to address the council on any agenda item after determination of the quorum and to the notice of the meeting. Zoom meeting comments and question rules and procedures are listed on the city website. Remarks will be limited to a total of 3 minutes per person. Please email your name to Jill Calderon, g.calderon@ci.alpine.tx.us. If you have a petition or other information pertaining to your subject, please email it to the city secretary beforehand. All names wanting to make a public comment for the meeting will be queued upon and given to the mayor at the section of the meeting. The mayor will call on those individuals one at a time, and a meeting moderator will take you off mute to make your comments. This will function the same as our existing sign-up sheet in city council chambers. Please note you must include your full names, first and last, along with the ward you reside in or have business interest in. If you do not live or own property in the city, please state that in your email. State law generally prohibits the council from discussing or taking any action on any issue not included on the agenda. But if appropriate, the council may schedule a topic for future discussion or refer the matter to staff. No personal attacks on council members or city staff will be allowed. The mayor and or city council members may call a point of order to stop personal attacks. If an individual continues to personally attack the elected official or staff member of the meeting, they may be barred. Call this meeting to order. Have the pledge of allegiance, please. With allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you all. Jill, do we have, or Megan, do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do have a quorum, and the notice was posted at 5 p.m. on May 19th, 2021.
Okay, I see Ms. Rodriguez on the Zoom. Okay. We have public comments. Yes, sir.
Oscar Cobos, Ward 5, for the citizens of Alpine. I'm going to ask the council today to open up the executive session with transparency and accountability on items 11 and 12. Each and every one of you were voted to serve your constituents. And I'm going to ask today that these items, this executive session, be opened up. Once again, we want our city back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mueller, Ward 1 or 5, I'm not sure, Alpine Manor. I'm concerned, is there not, I couldn't find it on the agenda. I was told there was something about changing meeting time till 2 o'clock. Is that hidden in here somewhere, or was that an askew rumor?
No, I think Chris Rodriguez is on this. Are you the one that proposed that, Chris?
I did, but something happened and now it's under Judy. I did propose that one, but it is on the agenda.
Okay, never mind, Chris, thank you.
Okay, I have a, Mayor?
Yes, there is, ma'am.
It is on the agenda. Well, it's very difficult for the working people in this town that are supposedly represented. And since there's some real shady things happening right now where you don't want to tell us why you do things, really protest against moving the meeting time to a time where less people can attend and y'all can do your little machinations and hope nobody notices. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Dale Christopherson. I live in Ward 5. I've been here for many years, actually going back to time when both Stokes and I were at Sol Ross. It was very helpful. I had to go to the registrar's office looking for data, doing institutional research work. The recent events have left me very disappointed. I think a major mistake has been made. I've been involved off and on in different ways with Alpine City government for many years, going back to, I guess, 1965 or 71, depending on how you want to look at it. I was the elected vice chair of the charter commission that wrote our initial home rule charter a long time ago. And I've again been involved in various ways off and on for many years. Again, I think a big mistake has been made, and the executive session items really should never have been necessary. Finally, I do really hope that at some point, Mr. Sandate will share with the rest of us what grievous mistakes or errors Mr. Zimmer committed between the time of his last performance review, when you voted with the council unanimously praising his performance in office as city manager. What happened between then and last Tuesday when you voted to fire me? I would be interested in knowing. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I gave you some leeway because that's not on the agenda.
I was speaking to the agenda items for executive
Oh,
session.
for the executive session.
Yes.
The fact that I don't,
All right.
it's unfortunate that becomes necessary.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else?
Hey, good evening. My name is Laura Gold and I reside in Ward 3. Last meeting, the topic of changing the meeting time to 2 o'clock was on the agenda. I'm the one who spoke at the very beginning and asked that you not address that you table it or do something, go back and talk to your communities and actually find out if that's what they want. Now, it may be real convenient for y'all that only want to keep a government job, regular hours, and not have to work late, and I understand that. But this is our only representation body. This is the only way the community gets heard and participates. And we're supposed to be a democratic participatory process. If you restrict access, then why? That's my question. Why do you want to make it so hard for people to participate? So this is addressing agenda item number 3, which originally was submitted by Chris Rodriguez and now is in Judy Stokes' hand. And my other question is, why did it get transferred to Judy Stokes? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Sherry McGinnis. I'm with several, like Mrs. Gold. I was gonna wait until it came up on 3, but I'm curious too. I mean, we're less than a week from last meeting and council member Rodriguez had tabled it. And for that reason, she said, I need to do more research. I need to find out what my constituents want. And so I don't know why less than a week later, council member Stokes, I want to hear in your comments what research you've done to put this back on the agenda. Because I think we all work and this is a good time, so.
Thank you, ma'am. Seeing no one else? Okay, reports, we have none. Mayor, attorney, city manager, and city staff that we don't have any reports, public hearings, we have none. Now we'll move to the consent agenda. And we have none on that. Information and discussion, none. Action items to be accompanied by a brief statement of facts, including where funds are coming from, if applicable. Action items limited up to 10 per meeting after being called upon by the mayor and pro tem. Citizens are required to state their name and the ward in which they reside. Priority will be given to citizens of Alpine and those who own business or property in the city. Individuals who do not live in or own business or property in the city limits of Alpine will be allowed to speak at this time available. Mr. Johnson.
Excuse me,
Item.
So agenda item number one.
excuse me,
Council Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am.
excuse me. Yes, I make a motion that we discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to appoint the interim city manager and city secretary in open session.
Okay. Is there a second?
Excuse me.
I'll second.
Okay, there's a second. Okay, open up for discussion.
I feel that that is something that we need to do in open session. It's not really a personnel matter that falls under executive session, such as evaluations and that type of thing. I think we need to be transparent on this, and I think we owe it to the public to do it in open session.
Discussion.
Yeah, I'd like to know why. Why they were let go. I'd like to know that.
Okay, that is out of order. It's not on the agenda. Okay, now you can submit a request to get put on the agenda for the next meeting, which will be the following Tuesday, and we can address it then. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and vote on the motion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. Opposed, like sign, motion fails. Okay, now, Mr. Johnson.
This is action item number one. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action approving resolution 2021-05-15, authorizing the city of Alpine to participate in the Texas Department of Transportation Alternative Set Aside Program. And I would entertain a motion for that.
Okay. You can make that motion.
Then I make a motion that we, for this particular action item.
Okay, is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, any discussion on this? Will you kind of explain to,
This is a program that's obviously provided by the Texas Department of Transportation. It's in 3 phases. Phase 1 deals with sidewalks for, excuse me. Phase 1 deals with closing a sidewalk gap between the elementary school to the Montessori school and to the existing SRTS infrastructure. It creates a sidewalk and shared use pathway along 2nd Street and Fighting Buck Avenue and Brown Street from downtown to high school, linking up with TxDOT's SUP around Coconut Park. And it closes the sidewalk gaps along Gallego Street on the south side of town, connecting parks, crossing major connector routes to the north side of town. Our obligation under this particular grant would be a contribution of $400,000, which can be done in either money or matching grant or matching activities from city staff and city departments. So we wouldn't have to come up with the whole $400,000 over a 3-year period. It's a $2 million grant. And the other phases as we go along, this first phase is designed for the first year, would benefit the city of Alpine as far as providing more safe sidewalk access to these different areas. And again, we don't have to put up the whole $400,000. We could put up half of that just in staff time and material, et cetera, and then the other half in real money. So in my opinion, when it's a matching grant, I did one of these at Fort Davis, and we were able to match most of the grant with staff time and material.
thank you, sir. Okay, any more discussion on this? And that's something that's sorely needed in the city of Alpine are sidewalks. I mean, we really don't have enough sidewalks out here. And with us mentioning money from TxDOT, I think that'd be a fantastic win for the city if we can get this done. Yes, ma'am.
Would any of that money go to putting sidewalks into neighborhoods like the West End?
Well, right now, it's just for this area that's mentioned on here, okay?
Thank you.
But yeah, I wish we had money for that. Okay, any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, like sign, motion carries. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's get down to item number 2, Stokes.
Item number 2 is to discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to review and approve items to auction and or donate from the city of Alpine. Once again, this was on the last Tuesday's agenda. I'd like to make a motion that we approve it. Somebody did a lot of work going on this, so.
Yeah, they did. I went through them. We need to get some of these junk vehicles off our hands
Yes.
and get a little revenue on those. So is there a second on this?
I second it.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, like sign, motion carries. Thank you all very much. Okay, let's go to item number 3.
Number 3, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action on the first reading of ordinance 21-0505 and ordinance amending chapter 23, city council, article 2, rules of procedure to the Alpine Code of Ordinances, which I understand is the time we meet. Ms. Gold and Ms. McGinnis, I took this on so I could do what Chris has to do, and I am in full agreement with y'all. Right now, there's no reason to change these times. We may address it at a future meetings, but right now, I move that we leave it at 5:30.
Okay, you made the
I
motion.
make a motion.
Made the motion. Second, okay, and we already had some discussion. We don't need to change the time, folks. 5:30, I think, is the proper time for everybody. Gives you a little bit of time to, get out of work and go home, refresh yourself a little bit, and then come to the meeting. So, all those in favor?
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just a little curious as to why an item that I was sponsoring showed up on this agenda under Judy.
I was called, Chris, and they said that I was asked that I want to sponsor it at this meeting.
Well, you still going to sponsor it or what?
But I had tabled the matter, and it's the same ordinance, the same number, same everything. It
Right.
shouldn't have been given to another counselor. That is one that I was sponsoring.
Okay, but you're leaving the time frame the same, or were you making changes on it?
Excuse me, point of order. Did we have a second for discussion?
Yes, we did.
So is this something that I can expect to be happening?
Well, you can offer your opinion.
No, I'm talking about my ordinances being given to somebody else.
Oh, that I was not aware of until when I saw the agenda. Okay,
Okay, so who do I need to speak to in regards to this?
I guess you'd have to talk to Megan on that.
I did.
And I know that some of these motions, some of these folks were, some of these items were of Mr. Zimmer. And so things got juggled around and reassigned.
Can't you sign it back?
Did you want it back or what?
Who had to reassign?
Yes, I did. I never gave it up. Like I said, I was sponsoring it. I tabled it last week, speak to people, and then I was a little surprised when it showed up again under somebody.
Okay, so you want to table it till the next meeting then?
Yes, I do.
We can make an amendment to this motion.
I move that we amend the motion and table this as previously done last week.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you faded off.
I make a motion to amend that we table or the ordinance 2021-0505, an ordinance amending chapter 23, city council article 2, rules of procedure to the Alpine Code of Ordinances.
Okay. Is there a second on that?
I second.
Okay, motion made and second. Any discussion? None. All those in favor of the amendment to the motion, raise your right hand. Okay, so that passes. Okay, going back to item number 3 again. All those in favor has been made, and this motion's been made and second. All those in favor of it, raise your right hand. All those opposed, raise your right hand.
We've already tabled that.
Yeah, we tabled it. Yeah, but you gotta go back on the original motion. Okay. And all we're doing is with it, we voted on it, but it's being tabled on the amendment. Yeah, no, we're tabling the original motion number 3. Okay, we're gonna give it back to Chris for the next meeting. Okay, we voted on it. We all said we would.
So it's still in consideration to have meetings at 2:00 rather than at 5?
No. We have to discuss it. We have to vote on it.
All right.
Yeah, because I'm all in favor about 5:30.
I'm in favor of 5:30 as well.
Okay. Then let's go to item number 4. And Chris,
Yes, sir. I make a motion that we discuss, consider, and take appropriate action on 1 animal permit for 4 horses and 10 steers. Horses and steers will be located at 1909 West Mosley Loop, Alpine, Texas, 790. Applicant is Justin Claiborne.
okay,
Basically, this is a sale of property. There was a permit previously, so this will be for a new owner. I believe
Can you
Mr.
make a motion,
Claiborne,
please, so we can talk about it, and we can get a second. It's already did, okay, I'm sorry, I need a second on it then.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second. Go ahead.
as I said, Mr. Claiborne is wanting to purchase land and place horses and steers on it. This land already had permits prior to this, but it did have to come before council. If there are any questions in regards to the property, I do believe Mr. Claiborne is present.
I think he's already gone through all the proper procedures. Ms. Clever, would you like to address that, please, sir?
No, it's all in the packet too.
Yep. Yeah, it's in the packet.
How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
My wife Kim and I own the Out West Feed and Supply, and this is my first meeting with City Council. But
Welcome aboard.
I'll answer any questions I need to with it.
Yeah.
With the property.
Yeah, the said property, as Chris said, it's always had horses and been permits there.
Yes, sir.
And you've already went to the Animal Advisory Board and they gave the blessing. We just gotta go through the procedure now, the
Okay.
first reading of this ordinance, okay?
Right, okay,
So this is the first reading on it, and then we'll have the next one the following week.
okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Okay.
This is an action.
An action item. Well,
We've had a
It was-
motion and a second to.
okay, so then we go ahead and approve it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my mistake. Okay, all those in favor of item number 4 of granting him the permit, raise your right hand. Okay. All those opposed? Permit granted. Okay, item number 5. Ms. Tandy.
Discuss and consider and take appropriate action on updating check signatories for all City of Alpine checking accounts. The City Council of the City of Alpine requires 2 signatures on all city checks and authorizes Daryl Lozoya and Jeffrey Calderon to sign all city checks as the primary signatories, and further authority authorizes Jennifer Stewart and Randy Guzman to sign all city checks as the alternate signatories in the event that the primary signatories are not available to sign checks. No other signatures will be authorized on the city checks.
Okay, is there a second?
I make a motion.
Make the motion on
I'll second.
it. Okay, any discussion on this?
Yes, I would like to ask Councilor Tandy what her rationale was behind the people she chose.
Who I chose? I was
The
asked,
rationale behind the people you chose.
to sponsor this item.
What was your,
And I don't see any reason why Daryl Lozoya and Jeffrey Calderon are not capable of doing that.
I'm not saying they're not capable. I just want to know what your rationale was in picking them. Historically, the ones that sign are directly under the city manager. So I'm just a little curious as to what your rationale was on this.
Well, my rationale was to have Mr. Lozoya and Jeffrey Calderon to do that because they are city employees. And that was why I decided to do that.
Megan, would you like to explain some of this, please?
If you don't mind. I did talk to or ask Counselor Tandy to assist with this. Typically, when you let go of your higher end administration, you automatically have to start basically moving forward. We have to have someone to sign the checks. We have payroll checks last week. We had vendor checks every week. We can't take the chance with people being here and not being here. The two individuals left on the checking account. Sorry to bear bad news here, but one is resigning and the other unfortunately made his comments at the end of the meeting. I took the position as the finance director that we need to update the check registry so that we can move forward with getting everything paid. I know it's not what everyone wants, but just to ensure the safety of the city funds, I asked Sarah Tandy to assist with that. We typically do this. We've done it after every city manager that's left. In this case, we lost two of our big check signers, so we still have to do our daily jobs.
No, I understand the reason for needing people on the signature cards. Like I said, my only thing was that I feel that it should be someone directly under the city manager.
That one. She kind of fades off.
I did something about the city manager, but that's all right.
So I can bring up some clarification for Chris. Gerald was a check signer before. Randy has been a check signer before. Gio is located in the building currently, which is why we had Eric and Cynthia. And I'll be honest, I selected Jennifer out of a hat, basically. I looked at individuals who will be here within the next 6 months at least, so that we're not always coming back to council delaying when we get things paid.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, like sign. Thank you very much. Motion carries. Okay, city council member comments and answers. We'll start with the right side of you.
I don't have a whole lot of comments. I think we took this was all stuff that did not get done last time. I'm glad it's now done. This stuff needs to be done. Just like this auction stuff, somebody took a lot of time to do that, and I don't think it should have been tabled last week. But that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. Christine.
No comment.
Jay, none? Okay.
No comment.
Okay, come on. No sidebar remarks. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to executive session.
You skipped
Excuse me,
Chris.
Mayor?
Needed-
Mayor, you skipped Chris.
What's that?
You skipped Chris.
Oh, Chris, I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah, I would just like to point out that today's meeting is happening at the same time our P and Z meeting is. Hope that we can take more care next time that a meeting is scheduled so that both do not conflict. I attend all board meetings and I really needed to be present at the P and Z today. So if we could just be a little bit more careful about our scheduling.
Okay, thank you. And I think you had mentioned that you wanted to take them out of executive meeting and put them on the regular agenda, correct? It failed. Okay, it failed. Then we're gonna go ahead and take a short recess from the regular meeting for about 10 minutes, and then we'll go into executive session. What time is it? session.
Don't start there recording.
Somebody did your. Oh, good.
I know.
Okay, entertain a motion to get back into regular session. Motion to get back into regular session.
Oh, I make a motion to come back into regular session.
Okay, and the time,
6:14.
6:14. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Get back in regular session. Okay, it's unanimous. We're back in regular session. Okay. I keep losing. Okay, we're back in regular session and there's two items to be voted upon by the council. And the first one's gonna be with the acting interim city manager.
I'll make a motion to appoint Megan as the interim city manager. The interim city manager will not be permitted to make any staff changes without city council approval.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, motion's made and second. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, Megan, you're the interim city manager. Okay, second one.
I make a motion to appoint Gio Calderon as interim city secretary.
Okay, and there was some discussion on that he'd be compensated once a regular city.
City manager.
Okay. All righty, is there a second? Okay, motion been made second. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, it's unanimous. Okay. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all very much.
What the heck? Okay, back in.